For this very esteemed institution, I would request Professor Shyam to give his opening remark.
Thank you, sir. Thank you very much. Thank you, IIM Kashipur. Thank you, Sapal Batra, sir. Good evening, Badani, sir. Good evening, sir. I am here. Yeah, I agree with Murari, sir, and Pandey, sir. The state government is definitely working on startups and motivating to students. I'm telling a small story. 3 years back, I was as a evaluator youth UTDB Uttarakhand Tourism Development Board. My area is basically social media, digital marketing, and all. So they have a tender, invited a tender for their social media job, UTDB, and when we were about to evaluate the work of the different companies, the one of the startup member, the young guy was running a startup on the social media farm. He arrived and the authorities had accepted his invitation without even any EMD money. You can say the cooperation of the state government. And the EMD money for that tender was 5 lakh rupees. And they have totally exempted it because his startup was recognized by the government. There is some process to recognize the startups. So this kind of support is the startup government is providing. That's one story I'm telling. And still, I don't think we are successful in motivating youngsters to come up for the startups. In my own organization, I am working with Graphic Era University. Everybody knows that it's itself a startup of our professor, Dr. Kamal Ghanshala. He just started as a startup and just 30 years back, and today we have 4 large campuses, 2 universities, medical college, and all. And it is a startup by one person, belongs to Uttarakhand, and very successful startup. When we our student arrives, new batches basically. So I myself gives presentation by visiting every new orientation class that we are also promoting startups. We display some design thinking things of like problem recognitions and how we can recognize. The first thing is to recognize the problem. And sir, the thing is, we are, of course, the government is trying to create the ecosystem, but we are still somewhere lacking in the ecosystem. Initially, we talk about the banks that if somebody is going for the startups, the banks are not supporting. They are not going to finance the new entrants. That is, I think, still the person, sir is from Sidwi, I think he will reply the question. But angel investors are there to support them now. This drawback has been replaced up to some extent. But still, if we are going to admit our students in any university, any institution for the higher education, we look for placement. How many placement, the percentage of placement any professional institution is providing. We never ask for how many startups have been created by this institution. This is a big drawback. We as a parent, we as a Indian citizen, we don't even try to think or try to ask about the startup. Safal Batra sir knows that I have done startups. One is still working good, and I'm receiving my share from that startup as well, that work from as well. And this is one drawback, sir. Even maybe some professionals from the bodies like NAC and NIRF. I have some ideas, some base, not much, but NIRF and NAC. I don't think they even value startups if any organization, any institution is having startups, many startups from their institution, so how much they are valuing. Of course, they are valuing patents. Graphic Era has more than 1,000 patents granted. They value patents, they value research papers, but how much these institutions like NEC and by NIRF, they are valuing startups. This area we are still lacking. We need to motivate our students, come up for the startups. Government is no doubt supporting. Banks are there. It's not going to bank, but angel investors are there. But ecosystem is lacking these parts still, sir. I am raising this question here. How much these accrediting, ranking organization valuing startups in higher education? You are here as a government authority, and this is the question from my side. Definitely, first we as a professor, we motivate our students for this doing a startup. We guide them. Many of are doing, but the number is not satisfactory because as a parent, as a citizen, we look for the placement, the packages, not for the how many institutions are providing a big number of startups. This is a question. Thank you.
सभी को मेरा नमस्कार।